And now, the time fight fans all across the globe have been waiting for. It's a quarter after on Tuesday. You know what that means. It's time for the MTMV main card. As always, in the opposite corner, my mano y mano, my verbal sparring partner, Iron Wildress Ruffin.
It's me. It's smoke o'clock, and I'm trying to get to it. You know what I'm saying?
So you're saying that 6:15 Central, 7:15 Eastern is smoke o'clock.
There you go. At all times.
I like it.
You probably
like
need to get that put on the t-shirt too, along with the man, the myth, the legend that I'm sitting next to, who has his own personal shirt. If you have not purchased that yet, the voice, how you doing, sir?
Oh man, I'm fighting a good fight, and it is well. Yeah, I'm happy to be here. Happy to be talking about these fights and doing the things that we do. So yeah, I'm in hog heaven.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, if you should already know it. If you don't, welcome to the main card. This is literally where we get into the best of combat sports, MMA, boxing. Sometimes when Chris be in here, we might talk WWE. We're here to give you the best with one of the greatest minds of combat sports, the voice. So as we go ahead and get started, boys, let's go ahead and get into KOs and low blows because we got a great show today.
All right, well, let's get it.
All right. Now, I'm excited about this. I'm looking forward to talking about this. The monster, Naoya Inoue, I'm butchering his name, and I'm sorry, is going to be facing Philly's own Cool Boy Steph. Now, Inoue, who recently became the undisputed bantamweight champion, is moving up to fight the undefeated WBC, WBO junior featherweight champ, Stephen Fulton, in literally what looks to be a fight for pound for pound supremacy. Now, Fulton is considered one of the best in pound for pound. He's the best, I believe, at 122, the number one ranked fighter. And Inoue is currently the ESPN number 2 pound for pound fighter. This is a fight that everyone has been waiting for. We're excited to see. Boys, how do you feel about it?
I absolutely love this fight for a couple reasons. One, let me say I hope it gets made, and if it gets made, it shows that PBC can play with those across the aisle, which we know they can. It's just, will they do it or not? Do the fighters have enough enough gumption to push against what's being said and say, no, I want to fight? Again, this happens, it's going to be wonderful. It's really a crossover fight, and I'm not talking about the KSI, Logan Paul, Jake Paul kind of crossover fight, but it's a crossover fight for these fighters. Whoever comes out victorious really crosses over into a new level when it comes to their name and their cachet, their legend when it comes to boxing. For Fulton, or I should say for Inoue, for Fulton, he's beaten people like Danny Roman and Brandon Figueroa, but he has not faced any pound for pound greats like Inoue. Inoue's been tearing things up. For Inoue, yeah, he beat Donaire and he beat Maloney, but he hasn't beaten any champs with the kind of cachet that Fulton has. It really further establishes, well, really for Fulton, I know you won't like to hear this, but I gotta tell the truth. For Fulton, it establishes him. For Inoue, it further establishes him. So yeah, this is especially for Inoue, you're doing it again in another weight class. You've been knocking everybody out. Does that power carry over to the next weight class? So many questions to be answered. For Fulton, again, can you withstand the power if it does carry over? Because Fulton is undefeated, I believe.
Yeah.
But out of his 21 fights, he's only had like 5 knockouts. So do you possess the skill necessary to be able to take Inoue the distance? Something that hasn't happened since the first Donaire fight. So a lot of questions to be answered. And if this card gets made, we're gonna be some happy folks. Outside of the fact that it's gonna take place in Japan, which means it's probably gonna be on a Tuesday night there, which means Tuesday morning here. Outside of that, yeah, we're gonna be happy campers.
Yeah, it definitely be an incredible fight. And to your point, Fulton even stated that, for him, this would be a major coming out party, although he has been successful. In a way, is literally considered by many to be a generational talent. I mean, he started at 108, and he's been climbing up, and he's been dominating ever since. So definitely hoping that gets made. The Japan thing is different, but I feel like that's going to be worth it to stay up later and watch the fight, even if it's on a Tuesday night.
Yeah, man, I had to take off work that day.
Moving on. Conor McGregor is back in the news. This time he's actually denying allegations that he actually attacked a woman on his yacht last summer in Ibiza. A newspaper in Spain released a report Tuesday with allegations from an Irish woman that the UFC star punched her and threatened her to drown her at a party last July on his boat. The paper actually stated that it's going to go before an investigating court in Ibiza on an island off the coast of the Spanish mainland. Voice, I know we hate talking about these type of things, but it's definitely, and it's valid. We have to cover it because it's a part of combat sports. What are your thoughts on this?
My thoughts are this. It's been a really bad year for MMA when it comes to domestic violence kinds of deals. We know that the year started off with the death of Phil Baroni's girlfriend. Now, whether it was at his hands or not, we still don't know. It was a vicious, savage beating that led to her death. Not good. Same time frame. Dana White slaps his wife. Not good. Now you have something that happened back in July resurfacing. Not good. And again, all of this is violence against women. Now, the MMA space has been very good to women from a pay and a respect perspective. This is the reason that the GWOAT herself, Clarissa Shields, fights in the PFL, because they make more and they get more respect. It's nothing for a woman to headline a card and have people turn out and watch. I mean, really, MMA has been great when it comes to leveling the playing field for women. Outside of maybe tennis, you're not going to see the kind of equality in pay in sports as far as any other sport is concerned. But you got this thing that's hanging over our head, as well as the fact that many of the women in MMA have suffered domestic violence. I think of Amanda Bobby Cooper, as well as Jessica Rose Clark specifically. They've been very vocal about the things that they've gone through. So to have this person who is the biggest name in the sport do these horrific things allegedly to this woman, she's got to jump off the yacht to save her life and swim away is not good. And on top of that, Conor's just in the news too much for this kind of stuff. It's crazy. What's crazy to me is this. You said that it was a Spanish outlet that did this.
Right.
Well, it's coming back up now because of her lawsuit in Ireland. Now, granted, Ireland does have its own kind of rules when it comes to allegations and things of that nature, so that may be why it did not come out. But you're telling me no other news site in the UK knew about this? So yeah, it's a real bad look, and really for Conor's sake and his family's sake, I pray he gets it together, because this is just one of many. We saw him punch the old man for refusing his drink. We know about the two sexual assault cases against him, including the civil suit that's going on in Ireland right now. You know, we know that he punched out a DJ last year. I mean, the dude is, he epitomizes the term wilding out. And something bad is going to happen if the people around him don't help him. Well, you know, and even with that being said, you can only do so much. If he doesn't wake up and get help, it's not going to end well.
Definitely agree. Don't even want to take it any further than that. We appreciate your voice for sharing that. Now, when we come back after this brief after this brief message from Ozell, we got a great coverage for you this weekend. Golden Boy Boxing, there was a late scratch. We're going to talk about that. And also, Beterbiev is back in the ring. When we come back after this message from Ozell.
It's not just about the love of the game. It's about dedication and commitment through the process and the patience to endure. There's joy in reaching your goals and peace in knowing you've done all you're supposed to do. Ozell brand. It's not just a brand, it's a lifestyle.
Them Ozells is it, man. If you ain't got a pair of Ozells, if you ain't ordered them yet, you sleeping. Boys, you been rocking yours still?
Man, all right. So I was at the grocery store on Saturday, and I had my Ozells on. You know, I check out or whatever. You know, I make sure that whenever I'm in the streets, that I'm on my shinobi. You know, I'm a lifelong martial artist, so I gotta, you know, make sure my skills are sharp and that, you know, I can sneak up and kill somebody when I need to, or just outright kill them. So I was out there, you know, doing my thing. Dude, check me out. The checker checked me out as far as my groceries were concerned. Got the stuff. You know, I'm bagging it up because your man, the voice, does not believe in shopping at stores where I don't bag my own groceries. I'm not paying the extra dime and nickel per item for you to bag my groceries. I'll bag them myself. I'm not paying the extra money for you to put your name on something and advertise it. I'm gonna get the store brand. It's, you know, that's how I roll. That's how I get down. Anyway. So bagging my groceries, and the checker stops. I said, OG, hold on. Let me see. Oh man, them shoes tough. It's like, right on. Ozell brand, black owned business. Right here, from the mighty Missouri. Unlike Jamal Hill, who's talking about, I'm from the Show Me State, being from Michigan. Like, dude, you don't even know your state motto. But anyway, yeah. Still out there rocking my Ozells, still getting the looks, still getting the compliments because, yeah, they the deal.
That sounds like a whole 90s commercial. We need Ozell to go ahead and run that creative commercial, because that's basically what that is. But in the commercial, we're gonna call you Voice Leroy because you got the glow.
I take it.
Let's get into it. Now, Golden Boy Boxing is looking to have a big year with its first major card live from California's YouTube Theater this Saturday. Now, originally, Alexis Lex Rocha was originally scheduled to face Anthony Young in a 12-round welterweight clash. Now, we'll now see a late scratch as George Ashie is going to be replacing him. Young actually suffered a nose injury during sparring. That was actually announced late Monday. Now, after finding this out, Rocha stated, I recently learned of the injury that Anthony suffered in sparring. To be honest, it does not matter who is standing across from me in that ring come Saturday night. The goal in the assignment remains the same. Break my opponent's will and win by stoppage. I'm ready for any fighter they put in front of me. Now, I understand what he's saying. He talking at Drago, but Ashie is the current IBF Continental Africa champion who goes by the name Red Tiger. Now, he's no easy feat. He's 33-5-1, and his last 5 bouts have come by knockout. He stated, I appreciate Alexis for this opportunity. I'm coming to give a good fight and knock him out cold. Now, Rocha is excited because this is a major stepping stone for him. So after challenges in 2022, he said he's been patiently waiting. So this is the main event bout for him. Voice, what are your thoughts from both fighters and this leg scratch, and how much of a problem does George provide to Alexa?
Okay, I listened back to our show recently, and I know I don't do a good job of answering all your questions. So I'm going to start with the last one, and then ask you for the first one. Again, I think I got it, but I'm sorry. Give me the last one once more.
How much of a problem does Ashie present?
Okay. I like his spirit. I like what he said as far as, you know, I'm coming in to put on a good show, and I'm coming to knock him out. That's what you're supposed to say. And with 25 knockouts, you know, it definitely is possible. You know, don't get me wrong, it's possible. But we got to look at your record. Yeah, you're 33-5-1. You know, 5 losses put you at a journeyman status. And of those 5 losses, 4 of them have taken place when you fought outside of Ghana, including your last loss, which was in 2018 when you fought in the UK. Now you're fighting in the US for the first time. And like I said, whenever you step outside of Ghana, it doesn't work out very well for you, you know. So when you're like, yeah, the Intercontinental African champion who only fights in Ghana. Now, granted, lots of great fighters come from Ghana. You have a lot of good talent there, but it says a lot that every single time you leave the country, you come back with an L. So, like I said, I like his spirit. I like where he's going with things. It'll be interesting to see, but I don't have the greatest expectation just because of what's happened in the past. Now, Rocha's talking a good game too. You know, like you said, he's looking to step up. He's looking to do big things. And one of the things that he said is, you know, I want to fight Crawford or Spence. He said he believes that if Crawford sticks around, that they will fight. Like if he stays in welterweight, then, you know, we're going to cross paths. And that's quite possible. That's actually really probable, especially with him being on Black Prime right now and, you know, fighting and actually being, and I said on Black Prime, that was a 1-fight deal. But with him being a promotional free agent, that makes that really, really possible. But as far as that happening, I don't know. I think he still has a little way to go. I mean, there are lots and lots of great welterweights out there. So, you know, he'd be better saying, hey, yeah, you know, I'm going to fight Boots Ennis, you know, or someone like that, even though Boots should be fighting both of those people. Or, you know, Keith Thurman, you know, who supposedly, or well, not supposedly, is fighting Spence at 154 for Spence to then say he's going to drop back down to 147. Yeah, we'll see that. See if that happens. You know, but fighting some of these other talents, your Danny Garcias and people like that, you know, kind of take baby steps.
Right.
This is your first. I believe you said this is his first time headlining. Baby steps. Fight Jaime Munguia.
It's interesting to see though, because you know, ranked ahead of him right now is Virgil Ortiz Jr., who's undefeated.
Yeah, and also a Golden Boy fighter. Baby steps.
And like you said, Keith Thurman. So you know, they both have major opportunities on the horizon. Also, I hate whenever people bring up Bud Crawford, they immediately attack him and go BLK Prime. I just think that's just the funniest thing.
That's not an attack. That's not an attack. It's just what happened. I mean, I'm saying BLK Prime because that's where he fought last, and they paid him. And if they're gonna pay him to fight again, then hey. But that's why I dialed it back and say he's a promotional free agent.
But
so
everyone is said that
wherever he wants to.
But was odd is every fighter
I
when they
believe
brought him up,
is talking about it,
They're like, listen, I'll come to BLK Prime and fight it. It's just like, man, y'all just gonna take that man out.
Talking about BLK Prime, because it is the thing to talk about right now. I get it, and what's the name is having issues, or I should say, Adrian Broner is supposed to be fighting on BLK.
Got some technical difficulties here. So as he was saying that Adrian Broner is scheduled to fight on BLK Prime. Also, he actually just recently spoke about the Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia bout and talked about exactly what he saw coming from that. So that's definitely going to be good. You got to remember, like I said, Rocha is undefeated currently. So he's actually looking to move up and make more headway. He recently stated that 2002 provided his challenges, and he had to recently overcome a hand injury, so it made him stronger. But he said, I can't wait to start the year with a knockout victory. So the bout is technically going to be in Rocha's hometown of sorts, because he's actually from nearby Santa Ana. So definitely looking forward to seeing that and seeing what's going to happen. George Ashie, like Boy said, is 33-5-1. But he hasn't really fought outside of the U.S., but he is speaking from a place of stating he's literally looking to come in and dominate and make a name for himself. So that's going to be a great fight. Now, up next, we have this Saturday at the OVO Arena in London, Britain's Anthony Yarde is actually hoping that Father Time no longer remains. Boys, welcome back. I'm actually speaking about Beterbiev versus Yarde. I'm probably butchering the name, but this Saturday night at the OVO Arena in London, Yarde is actually, he's hoping Father Time is literally going to come out and help him, because he's taking on 18-0 unified light heavyweight champion Beterbiev. Now, Yarde, who comes into the bout, he's 7 years younger than Ashie, and he has a 20-2 record. He knows that he understands that this is going to be the biggest fight of his career, and while he's remaining relaxed, he's treating it as such. He said, I'm good, and it's the biggest fight of my career. He's the best light heavyweight champion right now. But even in this brief fight, I saw plenty of ways of beating him. I'd be more afraid of fighting a master boxer. The man has serious power, but he's not as fast as I expected. This is a challenge that I'll relish. He said the key to beating him is to be sharper, quicker, and more intelligent, and they'll see that on fight night. Now, Arthur, meanwhile, is actually focused on he's focused on now, but he's kind of more focused on the future, because he's hoping to set up a fight with fellow countryman Dimitri Bivol with a win over Yarde. So, boys, I want to get your thoughts on what Anthony's saying as far as his confidence and how he's looking, and also what your thoughts on a potential Beterbiev versus Bivol bout.
Now, as far as the fight that's going to take place on this week, it's interesting because there's you talk about fellow countrymen, Bivol and things of that nature, just other greats in the boxing world. Someone that is very familiar with Beterbiev, who is also from that region. Hey, it's okay. It is okay. I no longer call you by names that I've called you. We let bygones be bygones, and you said I'm probably butchering it.
But so, you know what though? In YouTube, a couple of the announcers pronounced it the same way. Multiple times.
You know what? They very well may have, and that who knows? Who knows? I like Beterbiev or Beterbiev. I've heard both, so we're just gonna keep the party going. Either way it goes, he's very familiar with another great boxer from that region, a man who has beaten him on multiple occasions, both in the amateurs as well as beating him professionally, I believe. If they ever fought, he beat him. It's he's undefeated. And that's the current heavyweight champion, Alexander Usyk. At the fight between Tyson Fury's last fight, Beterbiev and Usyk, and they were both there, and Yarde was there, and Yarde was with none other than Usyk. Usyk supposedly, told him some stuff that he can use in order to beat Beterbiev. Beterbiev was like, okay, he can tell you that stuff, but you're the one who got to get in the ring and try to do something. And what is he gonna tell you? You can't. And he was very dismissive of this. And we know that Beterbiev is looking for a unification bout with Bivol. That is the end game, unless Canelo comes in and messes some things up. That's the end game. That's the fight that most people want to see at light heavyweight. As far as Yarde is concerned, I mean, most of the time that he stepped up, especially made these kind of steps, it's not ended well for him. The last time he fought big like this, it was against Sergey Kovalev, who I believe knocked him out like the 11th round or so. And Sergey Kovalev went on to beat the sleeves off of Canelo Alvarez until he got caught with that 1-2 and lost, and really hasn't fought professionally since then. I'm thinking he may have done something like Triller or something like that, but no other significant fights. So if you can't beat Kovalev, who had one foot out the door, and this was what, 4 years ago? What you gonna do with Beterbiev now? That's the question. I know he was lauded for not sparring and things of that nature. He's sparring now. Who knows? And really the danger for Beterbiev is overlooked because this is boxing, and as you say so often, it only takes one.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting how this plays out because there are a number of things can happen. So if Bivol takes the Canelo fight, Beterbiev is actually going to have to face, I believe, Colin Smith, because that'll be the WBC mandatory challenger in his next fight. The only way he can not have that happen is if Bivol fights him next. But from what I've been seeing, the Canelo fight's going to happen most likely in September. Now, what's interesting about that is, of course, Eddie Hearn is a big part of it. Eddie Hearn is already calling the number one fighter in the 175 division without even having fought either Bivol or Beterbiev. So Eddie Hearn is literally trying to place those dominoes there. Now for Yarde, if he comes out somehow and he plays the sport, which is possible, he's 7 years his junior. He would then prevent Beterbiev from moving forward and he would face Bivol next, if I'm not mistaken. So it's a lot of interesting things that could happen there. And it all is going to depend upon what Bivol does in September.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if there's a match clause in there if you are were to win. I'd be very surprised.
Definitely. That's going to be a great bout. Not too much this week. We just wanted to get you prepared for another great weekend of combat sports. You know what it is. MTMV Sports. You see the shirt? You know what I mean? Depending on what you're looking at. We got some great content for you. We have everything that you're looking for, from basketball to college football to football. We've been going live on Twitter Spaces. Come join us there and talk about the aftermath of some of these major football games that have been happening. Of course, you got Combat Sports with the Voice, not the same podcast. Miss Margaret with Grambling. There's so many things that you can view, and now you can also go on. You can read our articles, and you can get some merchandise. Come on now, y'all see me in my Pool 94 shirt on. Voice still ain't got his shirt on. I'm promoting.
It's coming. It's coming.
You know what I mean? We probably need a smoke o'clock shirt, because I think that's a good shirt too. But come and support us. We're literally fans of these sports. who literally decided to get together and create something dope that we wanted to bring to you all. Voice, tell them where they can follow you and give us your last words, sir.
Well, as it says on the screen, I am at The Voice on all social media platforms. Just a last word. I know that PFL's Rising Stars Challengers, I'm not quite sure what they call it, but their fights to like get people into the league will take place on Friday on Fubo Sports TV. I believe you can find that either on Tubi or Pluto. I forget which one of those free streaming services it's on, but I have seen it there. So that's something for you, Jones. And for some MMA this week, you can take advantage of that. Outside of that, looking forward to these fights. And I must say, Bellator have been doing this thing lately, man. You talked about articles. I dropped 2 articles yesterday for Bellator. One of them being that Vadim Nemkov has resigned, and another one talking about a really pivotal card that's going to take place at Pachanga in March. So go check those out, and salute to Bellator. They have really been staying in the news cycle by doing a lot of stuff this year, and can't wait for that card next week on CBS. Is that next week? Yeah, it is. Woo, yeah, that card on CBS next week. Fedor and Vader. Can't wait.
Definitely, that's gonna be a great thing. For my professional wrestling fans, don't forget this weekend is the Royal Rumble. Make sure y'all catch that also. It's gonna be some great stuff. Voice, give us your final take. Let's take us out, sir.
Until next time, fight the good fight.